There we go. Was that a jump start? I'm not sure. We'll see. We'll see. That is Mark Green, followed by Yilis Grosskamp and Dario Balestri right behind him. Dario set the semi-B on fire with his pace, but now look at Mark. He is pulling away from Yilis. Yilis was challenging Mark at the end of the semi-A. For the last 10 minutes or so, he was right on him, and that is Adrian Bertin, who's gotten past Simon Kirschbrook at the tail end of the field. That is Mark going into the triangle. Let's concentrate on the battle for second. The two white cars, there we are. That is Yilis in front and Dario Balestri in third, followed very closely by Kyle Branson, who's jumped Robin DeHaan. Kyle running in fourth and Robin in fifth. The running order, we are 1 minute into this 45-minute final. We have Green, Grosskamp, Balestri, Branson, DeHaan, Kalari, Kirschbrook. Bertin has moved up from 10th. Mack and Ialasi have had some bad luck. Car number 1, there we go. And he has come in for his first pit. And I think Yilis is about to come in. No, Yilis has come in and gone out. Mark is 3/10 of his. That's Yilis in front of Mark. So Mark came in for his pit stop. This proper straight-up battle for the lead. Let's follow these two guys and see what happens here. Let's see if we talk to Yilis after the semifinal A. He said that he held back on his pace. He didn't try to challenge Mark too much, although he did want to start ahead of Mark on the grid. And of course, Mark didn't fold under pressure. But let's see if Mark is able to apply the pressure to Yilis now. Mark only 4/10 of a second behind Yilis. He was 3/10 of a second a couple of laps ago. Now he's half a second behind. So is Yilis actually pulling away at 1/10 of a second per lap? And we are 38 minutes and 30 seconds left to go. We've been running for 6.5 minutes. And that was a pass for the lead in the pits by Yilis Grosskamp and his Matrix Shepherd mechanic team. So now Mark is he's stabilized at about half a second behind Yilis. Is Mark playing the waiting game? Is he playing the long game here? Of course, only Mark knows what his tire strategy is. Maybe Yilis is running 3 stops in order to change tires several times during the race, and maybe Mark's only running 2 stops. We don't know. Once we see them move down several positions, or actually see them go into the pits, we'll have a much better understanding of what is happening. And of course, this is a 45-minute race. These guys just came from running a 20-minute semifinal. We're going to start seeing these guys come in for pits now. Let's find out what Mark's pit strategy is. He's not going into pits now. And Yilis hasn't gone in. Mark is 0.8 seconds behind Yilis now. Kyle Branson hasn't gone into pits either. Kyle Branson, he has gone into pits. He's now 6 seconds behind Mark. So that means he's gone into the pits. There goes Mark. Let's follow him. A bit of a wait before he gets picked up. They're not allowed to fuel on the actual pit lane surface, and Mark is back out. That's a 22-second lap. That's a second longer than drivers were getting in the semifinals. Normally, a pit lap is 21 seconds. It's about a 7-second long pit. And we've got a lot of excited screaming out there in the... Okay, let's find car number 5, Kyle Branson. He's in the lead. Kyle Branson, I believe he's coming around the... There he is. Kyle Branson is in the lead now. And with Yilis just a half second behind him. I believe that's Yilis directly behind him. And there you go. That's what 0.8 of a second looks like on track. Almost a full straight. is the lead that Kyle Branson has over Yilis Grosskamp, who is himself ahead, 3 seconds ahead of Mark Green. All right, it looks like Robin Daunt in from 4th has just gone into the pits, and Yilis is maintaining his gap to Kyle, or Kyle is maintaining the gap back to Yilis. We are at 25 minutes and 15 seconds remaining in this race, so we're any second now we're going to see these guys start to come into the pits once again. These guys are operating on approximately, there goes someone. That's not. Oh, sorry. Yes, that is Kyle. Oh, has he? Oh, it's a tire change. Here we go. 20 minutes in, we've got a tire change. Was his dad shaking his head or shaking his hand as he released Kyle into the pits? So Kyle drops down to 5th overall now. Yilis out in the lead. That is Kyle Branson. Yilis Grosskamp has just lapped Mark Green with 20 minutes remaining in this race. And there's Kyle Branson getting refueled with Kursbuch just behind him. I wonder if Mark Green is starting to feel this win slip out of his fingers. Everyone knew that Grosskamp would be a very tough competitor. Grosskamp on his 100th lap, Mark Green on his 99th. Kyle Branson, who's now in 3rd after that fuel stop, is now on his 99th lap. And he crosses now to get 99. Dario Balestri in 4th. Robin Daunt in 5th. Simon Kursbuch in 6th. Adrian Bertin has dropped a place to 7th. Oliver Mack in 8th. Daniel Ialasi in 9th. And Lamberto Collari, I don't think he's going to be getting his 8th European title today. He is in 10th with 19 minutes remaining in this 1/8 Track IC European Championship. We're following Kyle Branson in 3rd. And we're starting to get a bit of a spread here. We've got Yilis Grosskamp on 102 laps, Mark Green and Kyle Branson on 101, Dario Balestri also on 101. So Yilis Grosskamp, definitely the star of the field right now. And that is Yilis Grosskamp getting a change of tires at the 18-minute mark. So here we go. This is Kyle now in the lead, but we're following the battle for second between Mark and Yilis. And they have got 2 more pit stops to do. At least 2 more pit stops, I believe. And the gap between them is still only 0.3 of a second. Much closer now. Much closer now. Let's see. 0.15 of a second, but you can just throw a beach towel over these guys. That's how close they are. Look how close. And Yilis, oh, almost forcing a pass. Yilis wanting to get past Mark and start chasing Kyle. They are 6 seconds behind Kyle. Kyle, if Mark continues running this defensive line, Kyle will be able to come in for a pit and come out ahead of these guys. He'll have a full, and who's this? That's Kyle Branson. He has come in for his pit. He's in there. Mark is now in the lead. Mark has got to come in for a pit as well, however. So that is Mark. That is 1st, 2nd, 3rd on the track, on screen in front of us right now. That is Mark, Kyle, and Yilis. We're expecting Mark and Yilis, who are running 1st and 3rd, to come in any second now. So you can see that Mark has been playing the long game. Let's hope that Marshall doesn't distract them. So we're waiting for, let's see if we can keep them all in one picture. It's Mark Green, Kyle Branson, and Yilis Grosskamp. It is Serpent, Mugen, Shepard, and Kyle starting to get very aggressive with Mark. He loses a little bit of time with with having that look, but now he's back on them. You can see hooking his inside front tire over the tarmac edge of the track. Oh, and Mark has a little bit of a mistake. Oh, and a big mistake! That lets Kyle and Yilles pass. Now Yilles is in front. It's Yilles and Kyle. Where is Mark? Where is Mark? I think he's way back now. He is way back. Mark has lost even a position to Dario. Mark is running in fourth is Yilles, Kyle Balestre, and Mark Green in fourth. So we've got Yilles out in front in that car number 2. We've got 9 minutes left to go in this race. Let us see what happens. And here we go. Here's what happened. That's Mark getting a bit wide and then wide again. Kyle hits him, and then Yilles just takes the opportunity to go in there, dive in for the lead. And he is running away with it right now. He is 1.2 seconds ahead of Kyle, and who is himself 9 seconds almost ahead of Dario Balestre, with Mark Green 2 seconds further back. Mark is going to be kicking himself on the stand, I'm sure. This is Yilles Grosskamp in only his second international race with this Shepherd Velox V8 as traffic moves aside for him. And wow, he is way in the lead now, 2.5 seconds ahead of Kyle Branson. He's got 30 seconds left to go. 1.5 laps remaining before he can be crowned the European champion. Can you believe it? This is only his second time racing in this class at this level. 19 seconds remaining. He will make it around for this lap, plus one more. He's been doing consistent 14.9 second laps. And there he is on his, this is his victory lap. Yilles Grosskamp, current ISTC Electric Touring Car World Champion, coming across the line to take the championship for the 2013 1/8 Track IC European Championships. Congratulations, Yilles Grosskamp. And let's see his reaction on the stand. Look at him just smacking the stand with his fist and sharing a high five with Kyle there in the gray hat.
Yeah, it was a good close race with Yilles. It was I think we had a slightly better strategy than what he did. I made one mistake coming onto the main straight, which lost me quite a lot of time, and also, unfortunately, Mark Green take a spin and I hit him and also lose a lot of time. But I think 0.7 of a second at the end between me and Yilles, so it was a good race.
Yeah, it's a super feeling, especially for the team. It's the first big title for Shepherd and also Maxima, and also for me. I've been once a European champion in electric. So this is my second title, but it's a very special one. Yeah.
Were you surprised at all at how quickly you were able to open up a gap to Mark and Kyle in that race?
I was very surprised in the beginning. I tried to follow Mark, and then after the fuel stop, I gained the lead. I took the lead with the fuel stop. But at one point, Kyle was in the lead, and I was really thinking where he come from. But I think because he's a local driver, he can enter and exit the pits very fast, and I think his father fuel stops very good. So at one point, he was in the lead, I was second, and then I knew the tire change will be not super fast, so I really had to push through the whole race. And the tire strategy was I go out for 25 minutes and then the last 20 minutes on the tire, so I can push a bit harder on the end. I think this was a good choice to do like this.
So that is it. We are finished here in Halifax, England, and we have a new 1/8 Track IC champion named in Yilles Grosskamp. We hope you've enjoyed the racing, and we'll see you next time.